Following portion of Daytime Tri-Cities is sponsored by Procompounding Pharmacy.
Well, fall allergy season is here. Of course, you don't need me to tell you that. You probably feel it maybe in your head or your eyes. Maybe you're reaching for a tissue right now. Well, this morning we have Jessica Patrone back with us, president and owner of Procompounding LLC here in Johnson City, and it's great to have you back.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, this is that season, right? Just talking about it or seeing the video makes my eyes watery as well.
Exactly. As the trees start to, the leaves change and stuff's dropping out of the trees, our allergies get pretty crazy. So
and of course you approach allergy season differently than probably most.
Yeah, exactly. So today we'll talk a little bit about sinus rinses and what compounding can do with sinus rinses. So I brought this little bottle, and this is a sinus rinse bottle. There's all different types of these, okay? They're over the counter. You just get them at your local drugstore. But basically you typically add a salt packet and water, and you rinse your sinuses. Okay, so ENTs, ear, nose, and throat doctors, have used these for eons. And they became probably more popular during COVID for obvious reasons. Okay, but what people don't know is that you can add certain things to these medications. Okay, so the medications are prescription, these are over the counter, but you can add things like antihistamines and steroids to help treat allergies. Okay, so it's a little different than taking stuff orally. You kind of avoid all those potential nasty effects by taking something orally, particularly steroids. You can use it in a sinus rinse. It's better than a nasal spray because it gets the whole sinuses and cleanses while you medicate.
And that's what I was going to ask you. How is that different from the nasal spray then?
Yeah. So nasal spray, you're not going to get that full sinus coverage. With this, you will. Okay, so it's rinsing out as well as delivering medication to a larger area. And it's not just antihistamines and steroids that you can use. You can use antibiotics in here too. So sometimes sinus infections go hand in hand with allergies. And, antibiotics, just like steroids and antihistamines, orally, they can have some side effects. It takes 3 months to a year for your gut to replenish after you've been on an oral antibiotic. You can add an oral antibiotic to an antibiotic to one of these and rinse the sinuses and get that medication directly where it needs to go without those systemic side effects. So there's a lot of benefits to using these.
And then is something like that, do you use it as often, or what kind of a recurring?
So if you're medicating with it, usually you're going to use it once or twice a day, just depending on what medication's in there. And again, the medications are prescription, so your doctor would give you guidance on that. But if you're just using a sinus rinse to cleanse with a salt packet, you can really use that as often as you need to. So it could be daily, it could be 2 or 3 times a day. It helps remove some of that congestion and the irritants that are in the sinuses.
And then I'm guessing as the compounding pharmacy, you can individualize each treatment, which is so important.
Absolutely. So we can really, give each patient a very individual type of medication and dose that they need to be effective for them. And that's really the power of compounding.
Nice. And 'tis the season, so something like that can give us a lot of relief to help us get through these next couple of months.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, great to have you on the show. Important information. Thank you so much. We're going to give everybody your information. It is Procompounding Pharmacy. They're located right here in Johnson City. You can find her on North State of Franklin Road. For more information, check out their website, or you can give them a call.
The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by Procompounding Pharmacy.